Hello there, and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Update, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest to asylum seekers and those who want to stay current on immigration news. This week, we're discussing Biden challenges Republicans on border security in his State of the Union speech. Immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than U.S. natives, data reveals. A new wave of Chinese immigrants is revitalizing New York City. Americans, and not immigrants, are bringing fentanyl across the border. Biden upsets fellow Democrats with slip of the tongue on immigration. I'm Brian Manning, and I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. It's my pleasure to bring you asylum and immigration reform updates each week, right here on the Political Asylum Lawyers YouTube channel. Okay, let's get to the news. First up, in a fiery exchange during his State of the Union address, President Biden sparred with Republicans over border security, directly challenging their allegiance to Donald Trump and accusing them of abandoning crucial reforms. A bipartisan group in Congress had agreed to a significant overhaul of the immigration system and to tough measures around the border, only to have it scuttled after Trump told his followers to kill the deal. The incident underscored the contentious battle over immigration as the 2024 presidential election looms, with Biden attempting to reclaim narrative control on a traditionally Republican-dominated issue. Polls indicate a shift in public opinion, with a majority now supporting the construction of a border wall. Biden detailed his border plan, advocating for comprehensive measures and emergency powers to manage migrant surges, striving to balance toughness on security with humanitarian concerns. And next up, for update number 2. Busting myths with cold, hard facts. Immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than U.S. natives, striking a blow to the fear-mongering rhetoric calculated to demonize immigrants for political gains. Contrary to Donald Trump's claims tying migrants to surges in crime, studies reveal a different reality. An analysis highlights that undocumented immigrants' homicide conviction rates fall significantly below those of native-born Americans. Texas data, reflecting a broader national trend, supports these findings, showcasing lower crime rates among immigrant populations. Despite public perception swayed by political discourse, evidence underscores that most migrants aim for a better life, steering clear of criminal activities to avoid deportation risks. This research contradicts the politicized narrative of immigration, emphasizing the need for an informed dialogue that acknowledges migrants' actual impact on crime rates, moving past divisive rhetoric to understand the true nature of immigration and its effect on society. All right, time for our third immigration update. In a dramatic shift to the Big Apple's demographic mosaic, thousands of Chinese migrants have journeyed to New York, bringing a fresh wave of diversity and challenging the city's capacity to embrace new arrivals. Amidst a backdrop of migration from Venezuela and Latin America that pushed city shelters to their limits, this influx from China has largely flown under the radar. These migrants, embarking on a formidable journey through Central and South America to the United States-Mexico border, are not only navigating their way to New York, but also revitalizing neighborhoods with rich historical ties to Chinese communities. With over 21,000 immigration court filings pinpointing New York State as a prime destination since October 2022, the city witnesses the largest Chinese migration in decades. This movement echoes the substantial immigration wave of the 1980s. And moving right along, update number 4. In a striking revelation, myths about migrants smuggling fentanyl into the U.S. are debunked, shining a light on a misinformation crisis that's fueling unwarranted fear. With over 100,000 Americans succumbing to drug overdoses annually and an uptick in southern border crossings, a dangerous narrative falsely accuses migrants of being the primary carriers of fentanyl, the opioid at the heart of the crisis. But contrary to popular belief, U.S. citizens, not migrants, are predominantly responsible for smuggling fentanyl into the country, with Border Patrol data revealing 90% of fentanyl seizures occur at legal crossings, which migrants typically avoid. The errant narrative around this topic, amplified by political figures and social media, not only misdirects public fear and anger towards migrants, but also diverts attention from effective drug crisis interventions. And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week. In a dramatic twist at the State of the Union, President Biden's slip of the tongue sends shockwaves through the political landscape, igniting a firestorm among Democrats. Biden's casual reference to a migrant as an illegal during his speech sparked immediate backlash from the progressive wing of his party, with lawmakers and advocates alike condemning the dehumanizing language. This controversial choice of words starkly contrasts the typically more inclusive rhetoric expected from Democratic leaders, who prefer undocumented to describe individuals without legal status. Biden's misstep has amplified divisions within his own party and amongst advocates, overshadowing efforts to present a united front on compassionate immigration policy. As the debate intensifies, the incident reveals deep-seated tensions over immigration rhetoric and policy, underscoring the complex dynamics at play as Biden navigates the precarious political terrain ahead of the upcoming election cycle. And that wraps up this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an asylum strategy session so that we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.